Back again. Back with a new review. It's been a long time.
How's it going?
I think the last review I did was for Dune. That was in, I think it was in November.
Been a while.
Dune and Eternals were the last two I did.
I took a little hiatus.
Yeah, but we're back. We're back. Better than ever. Speaking of better than ever, we're going to talk about Top Gun Maverick, which might be my new favorite movie. It's hard to compare it against like Marvel movies because those are so different. But other than that, that's the best movie I've seen in theaters in a long time.
I mean, it was just all out great.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of expected some homo scenes, and it didn't happen. I'm kind of surprised about that. But
don't get them started on that.
Other than that, I mean, it takes a shit all over the first one, like by a lot.
And that's not to say the first one's bad. The first one's a classic.
The first one pissed me off because they played that same old song 15 times in a row.
Which they play in the new one.
They played it one time.
Twice. I think it was at the beginning and at the end, which I thought was perfect. I thought they played it a perfect amount, and it was awesome hearing it, like, when the movie started.
And the first one was too much about, like, lovey-dovey garbage and everything. The second one had that in there. It's just fine. But they did it really good.
Well,
and then it was just like, oh my god.
I think Tom Cruise had better chemistry with Jennifer Connelly. She plays Penny Benjamin in this, which that character was mentioned in the first one. If you've seen the first one a lot of times, like me, you'll remember that he was sitting with Meg Ryan's character, who plays Goose's wife, and she talks about how Maverick went ballistic with Penny Benjamin, and nobody really knew who that was in the first one. But now in the second one, they brought the actual character Penny Benjamin to life, and they had good chemistry. I hope in the end it all works out for him. At the end, it looked like it would, but I think the other good thing about this movie is it's a lot like the first one, but it's a lot different too. Like, it has a lot of the same aspects, but it's also more modern. You know, the camera work is way better. The jet scenes, I mean, they're all real. I mean,
that shit just like it really did blow my fucking mind. Like, the shit with everything to do with the shit they had in the air. Just like the way they filmed it, the cinematography it's all real.
The dogfights were insane.
Well, like of course Tom Cruise ain't flying anything, but like
he was.
He's like
you didn't know that?
He's like riding in it.
No, he was flying. Tom Cruise is a trained pilot. He actually trained all the other actors how to fly.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Tom Cruise is a trained pilot.
I know he flew through helicopters in the other movies, but I didn't know that he.
Tom Cruise can do anything, which. That man has not aged. Can we let's just talk about the scene?
Well, he drinks baby blood and does
Scientology
sacrifices.
No. You're gonna get this taken off of YouTube. I've had it happen before.
It ain't gonna get taken off. He does Scientology sacrifices and he stays young.
Well, maybe, but the scene where he's laying in bed with Penny Benjamin about midway through the movie,
he looks like he's like a robot, fake human.
He doesn't look real because he's so young. Doesn't. I mean, he's 60 years old and he looks as young as we do at 20. He does not age. That man looks incredible, and whatever he does to look that age, look that way at 60, I'm gonna do the same thing. I just need to get in touch with him when these videos blow up.
Just be a millionaire actor that's been in Hollywood for like 30 years.
Easy.
And you can do that.
I'm gonna be a multi-millionaire movie critic.
But anyway, this fucking movie blew my goddamn mind. Everything to do with the action, everything to do with all of it.
It's amazing.
It's fucking great movie. If you haven't seen it, go fucking see it right now before it goes out of theaters.
Yep.
And go see it in the theater. Don't watch it on some horseshit ass streaming site because it will blow your mind in the theater. What do you rate it?
Well, before I rate it, I want to also talk about the fact that I like that all the pilots in this were already trained pilots that were like the best of the best that have gone through Top Gun school.
Yeah.
Going into this movie, I thought that it was going to be like another thing where like these pilots are learning, like Goose's son is like learning how to be a pilot. But what I really liked about it is that like Goose's son, Rooster, played by Miles Teller, who did a great job and looked just like Goose. He's already a very accomplished pilot, along with every pilot in this movie. They're the best of the best, and Tom Cruise, or Maverick, he's brought in to train them for a mission, which is what the whole movie centers around. Like this, it's all about this mission and how it's almost impossible.
And the fucking main army prick that's running the whole thing,
John Hamm.
Yeah, John Hamm, good actor, did not want Tom Cruise to be a part of that.
No, because
the Iceman, which is
Val Kilmer,
Val Boy, he fucking sucked somebody off so he could be a part of it. Spoiler alert: he fucking croaks.
Maverick is
it's a damn shame.
Maverick's the same old Maverick from the first one. He still like breaks rules, but he's still the best of the best. And a lot of guys don't like him. He's been demoted and hasn't been promoted like he should. He's only a captain after being in the military for 30 years. But Iceman turns out to be like an admiral and basically kind of helps him out, gets him out of trouble a lot because he is the best of the best. So Iceman gets him in this school, and Maverick is training the best of the best to be for this mission, and he has to pick, I think it's 6 of them to actually do the mission. And my favorite part of the whole movie is when Iceman dies, like he said, spoiler alert. They ground Maverick, like no more flying for Maverick. He's done. Like, he's like not doing the training. And then
the dumps.
Yeah, and John Hamm is teaching the class the next day, and when he's teaching the class, Maverick comes up on the screen on the course that none of them have been able to complete, and Maverick goes on that course. It's basically it's a mock-up of what they're gonna have to do on the mission, and he finishes it. It's the most badass scene in the whole movie. I loved it, and that shows you how good of a pilot Maverick is. Because everybody knows he's a good pilot. You see in the beginning whenever they're like, when he's like trying to see what they're made of at first, you see he's a good pilot, but you really understand how good he is when he completes that course, like the first time he tries, just to prove a point and get the job back.
Like, I honestly can't wait to see this movie again. I'm serious.
I'll probably go see it again while it's in theaters.
Oh yeah.
And this is an easy rating for me.
I think just before we end this, I think my favorite scene in the whole movie was at the end. There's so many twists that happen in this fucking movie. At the end,
I wouldn't say twist, but like you think it's over. You think it's over and it's not.
Take my part.
Yeah.
Fucking Goose's son is about to croak because he's out of flares and he can't fucking get rid of the missiles that are coming after him. And Tom Cruise is in front of him, so he fucking goes up and fucking pulls all of his flaps and he goes like this behind him.
No, he flips upside down.
And he goes like this. He goes like this, and then he goes like that, and he puts his flares out, and he gets rid of most of them. But then one of them hits him, and he goes down, and you're like, fuck. And then Tom Cruise is running around through the woods. A helicopter comes to fucking kill him.
Yep.
And then out of nowhere, fucking Goose's son comes and kills the helicopter, but then he gets shot down by the missiles that are on the mountain, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck are they gonna do? And then some more shit happens in that. I ain't gonna sit here and explain it all night, but that shit is fucking great. Oh my god.
This is an easy rating for me. It's probably the highest rating I've ever given a movie on my channel. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10, but if I could give it an 11 out of 10, I would, because it is that incredible. Outside of like Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, which are like 2 of my favorite movies, this is my favorite movie of all time. Of all time.
I'm not gonna say it's my favorite movie of all time, just because there are so many fucking movies that are the greatest movie of all time that are tied in first place.
I mean, it's hard to compare it to like Dumb and Dumber and Step Brothers.
I'll give it a 9.5, simply because
it's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 is just like, it's like you have to respect 10 out of 10.
It's 10 out of 10.
There's only like 4 or 5 movies in 10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10. I'm actually
9.5. That's fair. That's fair to say 9.5.
I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm gonna give you 5 movies I think are 10 out of 10.
Well, hold on.
This is in there.
If that movie, if I was just thinking of that movie alone, I'd say 10 out of 10. But if I compare it to like some of my favorite movies, then I'll give it 9.5.
It's a 10 out of 10. It's up there with like The Dark Knight, Avengers Endgame.
At World's End.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
It ain't as good as At World's End.
I wouldn't say that. At World's End's pretty good.
It ain't as good as At World's End.
We need to do a review on all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Anyways, 10 out of 10. I love this movie. Go see it. I don't know if they're going to make a third one. It's possible they could, but I hope not. I think this is the perfect ending. And yeah, it's up. It is all the hype it's worth it. It's I'm not trying to look for words.
It's worth the fucking like 2-year wait.
Yes. And all the hype you're hearing is true, because this is a fantastic movie. There's not one bad thing I can say about it.
Really good. Other than like the gay beach scene.
Here you go with that. There ain't no gay beach.
They brought one hot chick, so they could say it wasn't gay, but it's gay.
But they good looking chicks. Jennifer Connelly looks pretty good in this. She's an older woman, but you know.
Yeah. Look up Top Gun 1. Is it gay? You'll be surprised.
It's not gay.
The fucking director.
It's a great movie.
The director was like, yeah.
The first Top Gun is still great.
The director was like, yeah.
Top Gun. The first Top Gun is still great. I give it a 7 out of 10.
First Top Gun is like
7 out of 10.
Good movie, but it's not nowhere near.
He didn't have the chemistry with Kelly McGillis that he does with Jennifer Connelly. That was a much better casting choice, and I'm glad they didn't have her in it.
We're going on like 20 minutes here.
Yeah, you know, but the people have been waiting a long time. We haven't made a video in a long time.
Yeah, they've been dying.
Yeah, yeah, they have. All 8 of my subscribers. I'm going to be putting out a whole lot more videos. I'm talking about, like, I've seen like 20 movies this year. 20 videos are coming out very shortly. I'd say within the next 2 weeks, there'll probably be a video every single day, maybe two.
Right on.
All right.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks for watching.